securing the rest of it, which I guess is straightforward, but about maintaining a safe environment for people. And also, we expected to bring it up to a modern standard in terms of things like emergency lighting, disabled access and so on, even if we're only using that part of it. Meanwhile, if you were trying to secure the funding, which fair to say very honestly is a very difficult part, and we've been rejected so far by the main players, the part of the building which needs the biggest investment, which also has the highest levels of deterioration, and also has the highest levels of remedial works that are needed, whether you do an interim remedial work like with a stick frame and floors and things, or whether you break it all out and redo it, that piece of the building would just sit there and continue to deteriorate. There's no quick solution there at all. And the advice I've received is that even on a very, very urgent basis, we have to recheck the temporary language parts of the building.
Okay, I'm going to hand over to Adrian's cabinet member to say a few words.
Thank you, Phil. Well, that's a bit of a hard act to follow because David has pretty well taken up most of what I was going to say in his usual very thorough way. But I will just make a few more points. Obviously, Prospect has always been a part of local history, but for something like 78 years has obviously affected several generations of residents. It is a very unhappy prospect. But the position now is that, and I'm obviously going on the professional report on the photographs which show that inside the building, because the public can never see, there's incredibly advanced decay rot, where the steel reinforcements in the 1935 concrete is so far decayed that even the steel inside is itself rusting away and decaying. And then those steel reinforced concrete beams which are supporting the building have for a very long time themselves been supported by steel echo bars which have been there so long that they are also rotting away. It's almost laughable to think that when Vespasian was around, the actual was concrete buildings which are still standing, and the stuff that we were using in the 1930s is not, it just isn't everlasting. We do have this further indication that unnamed as yet individual will be willing to provide a very generous amount of money. But from what David's told us a moment ago, it looks very much as though that would at best patch up for a very short time building that would really need to have probably 2-3 million or more spent on it to make it last for a viable period of time. So it's very sad indeed to be unable to maintain a building which is very attractive even now, potentially attractive in its architecture. But it's with very great sadness that I don't see any realistic option after so many years and so many false starts, other than to advise Cabinet to support the recommendations in item 13 on page 145. I'm sorry about that, I really do regret it, but that £350,000 is money that is desperately needed for this council and not be wasted and not be lost in the future of this city and elsewhere. So I'm sorry to make this recommendation. I'm sure I'm going to go away from being a bad guy, but that's my recommendation.
Okay, well, I mean, I think just to add a few points from my point of view, it is desperately sad that we are, got to this stage where the condition of the building is even more serious than I think we all originally thought, given the scale of the problems that we're not having a sort of exchange. It's even more serious than I think we originally were informed about. And I think realistically, what we're being told tonight is even with the 700,000, that will really not go anywhere near what we need to invest to bring the building up to a minimum kind of standard of safety for members of the public to use, and that's obviously got to be a paramount concern to us. I do think we need to take account of the fact that there are alternative facilities very nearby. I mean, the Oval is not very far from Ferry, Byrne Avenue, and we've got other facilities like the sports hall, the Benton High School for Girls, which the community can use. So there are alternative leisure facilities there, and I just think we have to just consider as a responsible council whether if we invested this 350,000, you know, that money would actually be used wisely and effectively. And it is with tremendous sadness that I've come to the conclusion that we can't guarantee that money will be well used. So I think I'd just like to echo Adrian said. It is deeply sort of regretful that we have to be in this position. But I honestly don't see any realistic prospect of the scale of funding that's required being raised anytime soon. I really don't. I think I'm just being honest with the public. So I think with those comments, I think I'd support Adrian's recommendation and ask Cabinet to agree recommendations in paragraph 13. Is that agreed? Okay. So that's the recommendation for Cabinet. Okay.
Just one thing.
David, do you want to add anything?
One thing to say again, Chair. I recognise that's not a decision that the Trust will want. I can only assure you that we have gone back over this very carefully. If that was the decision we were going to take, what I would say to the Trust is that we would clearly want to work with you to attempt to make a full photographic record of the building and talk to you about anything that you would want to recover from possibly using in place. So I did say at the beginning, I didn't say it lightly. I do respect and understand the efforts that we've made here, but I do think it would be totally remiss if we didn't say we have questioned a lot of professionals here and their views as we've discussed. But that doesn't mean we're just going to go ahead there and flat. I would want to work with the Trust and make sure the community has a record in the future, and also see what else we can do to serve each other.
Okay, so that's that item dealt with. Thank you to the Trust for coming along. Thank you, Ben, for coming along. Thank you, David, for your input. Difficult decision, but I think we need to move on. So thank you for that. Okay, if we could continue please, Cameron, thank you. That takes us on now to the next item, which is item 9, asset management and disposal. So I'm going to ask Adrian to introduce this, please.
Well, this is a much happier story. The background to this, you should see that under item 2, is that it comes out of the financial challenges facing the council, and we have to make efficiencies with the estate, we have to generate capital receipts, and we have to have a clear plan for future accommodation needs across the borough. And that's largely what this is about. Towards the bottom of the page, there's an explanation that following the LGA peer review, an organisation known as Local Partnerships were commissioned to report on asset management progress and to align property strategy, growth, development, and so on. And that organisation, Local Partnerships, is a joint body between the Treasury and the LGA. continue to offer support, particularly in the area of asset disposals, office rationalisation and area reviews. And those of you who read the whole document will have found it a gripping read. I'm sure you'll be able to put it down. But if you turn to page 151, to page 160, where the recommendations are, I think I'll go straight to those. I'm not sure whether I'll need a much more comment on one of them, but the recommendations under item 13 are, 13.1 is the Cabinet notes the work required to develop a new council asset management plan, so I'm sure that must be supported. 13.2, Cabinet declares a number of sites surplus to operational requirements and instructs officers to dispose of them. They are Acre Lane, Professional Excellence Centre, the former Rockville High School, and Land Manor Drive. I'll read on down to I need to come back to that. Under 13.3, Cabinet approves through the strong leader model to accept the purchase offices on sale of identified sites. I thought that would be supported. Cabinet approves the outline terms and reference of the capital working group on disposals. Agrees to continued work relating to office rationalisation and agile working. I'm sure you all know what that means, but if anyone doesn't, we can elaborate on it. And of course, Cabinet agrees to the pilot area review in Morton. Now, those are the recommendations. Before I offer my advice on them, I think Phil might want to say something.
Yeah, it's really just a sort of minor amendment, if you like, to the recommendations. I mean, clearly, in the report, if I can just say, we do need to make more progress on generating capital receipts, because we've got, I think it points out, we've got 22.8 million of unsupported borrowing, which has a revenue implication of 2.8 million. So as part of our efforts to address our budget challenge, we need to make progress on reducing our borrowing and removing those unsupported borrowing, the unsupported borrowing. So that said, I would just highlight to Cabinet the debate that's going on around the land at Manor Drive, where we've clearly got a challenge to try and find an alternative site for the Pony Club, which I know is much loved and cherished, been there for 40 years. I do hope that we can find an alternative site. I also note that I know we're working with them to that end. Also note it's set out in paragraph the paragraph above 3.13, where we're told that there is court proceedings going on, legal proceedings going on around possession, and the hearing is scheduled for the 21st of November. I just think we wouldn't lose anything by just awaiting the outcome of that legal case before we take a final decision on this piece of land, on this site. And I'm hoping that in that period we'll also be able to come to some agreement about an alternative site with the Pony Club. So my suggestion, Adrian, is that we just defer a decision on that site, agree the other sites and the other recommendation, but just hold off one cycle and come back at the next meeting, and hopefully the position will be much clearer on that particular piece of land.
Well, with that reservation, I'd be happy to move the recommendations.
Okay. So can we agree that, Cabinet?
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, thank you very much. Right, so that takes us on to the health and wellbeing items. Item 10 is a proposed public health contracting arrangement for 2014-15. Chris.
Thank you, Chair. This report seeks approval to progress public health contractual arrangements for 2014-15. The contracts affected are given in Appendix 1, and it can be seen that they are proposed to be either rolled forward for a further 12 months with no changes, or with an updated specification. Retendered during 14-15, which is new services to start in 2-15, or to be decommissioned. The aim is for the commissioning of public health a staggered 3-year cycle to allow for the staffing capacity for renegotiating the contracts, and this report will support that happening. All contracts have been tested against the criteria given in section 3.2 and have been prioritised as a result of the review. The rationale for the categorisation of the contract is given in section 4.2 to 4.7. This year will see the recommissioning of drugs and alcohol services and the 5 to 19-year-old Healthy Child programme. These are currently managed through 23 separate contracts. Recommendations are as per section 14, which is to note the contents of the report and agree to the contract schedule of activity. And 2, an update report to report final sign-off all contracts for 2014-15 subject to new contract procedure rules. There is a note that Wirral Community Trust of £5,000, this was a one-off payment given to the community programme activities, but that's now been absorbed into the overall community trust contract value. Tranmere Community Project, this was a peer mentoring programme for children in secondary school education, but uptake has not been successful. Schools have not taken up the offer, and it's therefore not delivered on its outcomes, and the project is aware it will not be commissioned any further. TTP, sadly this company went into liquidation and another provider has taken on this activity for nothing, and then they also went into liquidation. Activity was poor, so there was no intent to recommission this contract. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, so can we agree, Cabinet recommendations in paragraph 14? Agreed. Okay, thanks, Chris. And I takes us to item 11, commissioning of CALM Merseyside.
This report comes under the current contract procedure rules of 2011, section 2111. It's asking for agreement to change in the commissioning arrangements for the Merseyside CALM zone. This is a project which is commissioned through the Cheshire and Merseyside Public Health Network called CHAMPS, and is coming to this Cabinet as Wirral Council is now the host authority for the network. Therefore, contracts fall under our procurement rules. So the change simply removes a subcontracting arrangement, as it does not add any value to the commissioning of this service. So I'm just asking Cabinet colleagues to support the recommendations, please.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Can we agree those recommendations? Thank you very much. Okay, on to adult social care, and that's item 12, Reablement and Domiciliary Care Procurement Contract Award. The other, Chris.
This is about the Reablement and Domiciliary Support Procurement, and it follows an extensive strategic commission exercise which was based on reshaping the market for domiciliary care and reablement in order to improve the quality, flexibility and responsiveness of provision and continue to deliver value for money. But this is a real move forward in the care sector, both for care receivers and care givers. The Council has recognised that spot or single contracts are leading to a fragmented care market, and we have 17 accredited care providers in the local market who are supporting 14,000 people, and this was leading to problems for providers in relation to business capacity and capability. This tender was based on moving to 4 geographical zones based on our new constituency model, and was important as a core aim of the tender exercise was to promote and support the principles of the Ethical Care Charter, which is something which is very dear to our hearts, obviously, which includes paying a living wage, consideration of travel time, to try and move away from the 0-hour contracts, to develop the workforce to ensure that they have the required skills and values, and investment in training, particularly around dementia, implement robust recruitment selection, and to ensure continuity of care, which is something that I think we're all aware has been a problem, and to ensure timely responsiveness and ability to meet demand. The process has been designed to reflect the high focus on quality, and it has been based on a rating of 40% price and 60% quality. The response from providers has been really positive and has led to a very strong procurement exercise that can deliver value as well as better quality, and the paper seeks cabinet support to the appointment of the providers. The transfer of care, which we need to take into consideration to new providers, clearly needs to be completed very sensitively so So there will be a 12-week transition process. All current service users will be offered a direct payment in order so that they can choose to keep their current provider if they want to, rather than moving to one of the new providers. A number of carers will need to transfer across to new companies through 2P transfers, as some companies are losing considerable business and others are gaining. It is my view that the change is necessary to secure a much more effective market for Wirral, and I would like to thank Jackie Evans particularly and her team, who have done a fantastic job in securing these tenders by working so hard with contractors. And I'm asking Cabinet to accept the recommendation, which is to approve the granting of contracts to those providers that have been successful in relation to the tendering process, as identified in the exempt Appendix 1. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. And can I just add my congratulations? I think these contracts are just fantastic. The fact that we are moving to a set of contracts where we're talking about paying staff the living wage, we're moving away from 0-hour contracts, we're moving away from the 15-minute calls, we're adopting the ethical care charter. I think that is really, really fantastic. And I would just like to thank Graham as the director, Jackie, and all the staff that have been involved in this, because I think this is a really example of good practice, and I would like other council contracts to go down this route as well. So a big thank you, Chris, to you as well for leading as council member. So can we agree those recommendations? Thank you very much. Excellent. Right, on to environment and sustainability. Item 13, options appraisal for the future treatment of Wirral's Kerbside collective garden waste. Brian.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. This report actually outlines the options for processing Wirral's Kerbside collected garden waste following March 2014. The current garden waste reprocessing contract held by Armstrong's is due to expire on the 31st of March next year, and the council needs to decide what we're going to do going forward. You'll see from the paper, Chair, that there's 5 options which have been considered. The first one is that we join a current Sefton Council collaborative green waste processing contract until October next year, while a Merseyside-wide procurement process is completed. The second option is that we extend the existing Armstrong's contract. The third option that we've considered is to procure Wirral's own interim contract. The fourth option is that Wirral tenders for a standalone contract with effect from April next year. And the final option which we've considered is that Wirral secures an in-house composting site. Now, as far as the recommendations in the report are concerned, there's 4 specific recommendations. First of all, is that we actually as a Cabinet approve the Head of Environment and Regulation recommendation to pursue the preferred procurement option, which is outlined in section 3 of the report, which is to go along with the Sefton Council position. The second recommendation is that we approve Wirral Council's full involvement in the proposed collaborative procurement exercise for Merseyside districts through a variant tender or variable pricing methodology.